Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. This is episode 8 of Saturday Toy Discussion. This series is where we take a look back at the week, what happened during the week. This is our day off for most of us working collectors out there that has to fund our families and our collection. And it's a way for us to take a look at some older stuff. But in this video, we are going to take a look at what happened this week in my world. So first off, we're going to start with what's in front of you. We have the G.I. Joe Classified Once a Man Cobra Commander San Diego Comic-Con 2024 exclusive. These were absolute nightmare to obtain. Took me about 3 days to get one off a Hasbro Pulse. Wasn't, I don't know if it's not saying it wasn't worth it, but geez, was, shouldn't have to be all that. These were supposed to ship September 15th. I had mine on my doorstep September 12th, so it kind of shipped earlier. If that kind of affects you, let us know down in the comments. But the packaging is pretty beautiful. I'm not going to do a review for it, obviously, because there's so many reviews out there. But at least this is pretty cool. And you can see the 3 different types of Cobra Commander. That's absolutely incredible. We're also going to cover a couple other things that happened this week. So bear with me here, and let's get into it. But before we do that, it's probably worth mentioning that here's a look at Cobra Commander. You guys probably seen this before. In other videos, in inner flap, all that Cobra Commander stuff. But there's a piece inside your mailing shipper box that you want to watch out for, especially if you're a package collector. So yes, I know the box is upside down, but it's just kind of how I opened it. So inside of here, this is very snug. Your Cobra Commander, Once a Man Cobra Commander. And if you don't be careful, you end up pulling out the whole overall package and leaving the slipcover intact. See, this is a slipcover to get stuck inside there, so when you actually try to pull that out, your package comes out and this stays. So you want to be careful that you don't leave this inside of your box. Because if you're a package collector, then you're going to be missing a piece of your packaging. Notice how that kind of looks with that overall slipcover over the top. And then without it, you don't have that I was once a man print on the back. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for that, just as a heads up. And just because we cover it every week, this is what I got at Ollie's. Nothing. So it hasn't really been anything new for me and Ollie, so we'll move on from that. Now also I'd like to take a minute and give my condolences to the Jones family. If you guys haven't heard, one of the pillars of the Star Wars community, Mr. James Earl Jones, has passed away this week, previous week. He was born in January 17th, 1931, and he lost his life, or passed away, September 9th, 2024. He was 93. He was best known for his amazing voice as Darth Vader, and I also remember him from the Conan, his character in the Conan movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But a fantastic person, and he will be missed. One of the most exciting announcements I've heard this week was of Little Subjects getting some rights from Hasbro to produce the very popular 1985 Kenner line of M.A.S.K. To my current knowledge, there's no prototypes, there's no photographs, no product images, no pre-orders, nothing. But according to the rumors, they are going to produce the vehicles in the scale they were back in 1985. They're going to give us the same figures, the same size. Now these are little figures, about 2 inches tall. But these, I remember these as a young little boy playing with some of these things, and I would play with these things for hours. I am super excited to have these coming back. I hope that Little Subjects do them properly. They give us the replicas of these things, and they will sell like hotcakes. There's many collectors out there that are looking for mass vehicles that don't want to pay that secondary market price, hundreds of dollars for these vehicles. I know Hasbro, in my opinion, is absolutely missing the ball on this. We all want even a 1/18 scale line. We had one matte tracker back in the G.I. Joe 25th anniversary. I've even read at one point in time that M.A.S.K was initially supposed to be like a subgroup of G.I. Joe. If Hasbro was smart, they would do a 1/12 scale version of these. Can you guys just imagine a HasLab Rhino, which is that tractor trailer there with the 2 figures? That would probably fun faster than the G.I. Joe His Tank. and he put these out right next to G.I. Joe, if he made them just the quality of G.I. Joe, the sculpting of G.I. Joe's, the vehicles, this would be an amazing profit for Hasbro, but they won't. So it all falls back down to two little subjects. Let's get this. Let's get these vehicles. Let's get these figures back out in the market. For those of you that want them like myself, I will buy every one as long as they're straight up replicas. The plastic's good. The quality's there. We understand when it comes to the little figures. There's a little less articulation we kind of used to, but man, the nostalgia there. I would definitely buy a copy of everything. Not only that, they are stating at this time that they are going to do the same packaging. The same packaging you picked these up in 1985, you're going to pick them up in 2025. Let's see where this goes. Extremely excited. Now, not only that they have gotten the M.A.S.K, they've gotten rights to Gem. I'm not sure where they're going to go with that. If that's even I remember watching a cartoon. I don't know if it's a boy brand, girl brand, or if you want to sterilize it that way. I'm not sure where that's going to go. But they also mentioned about, My Pet Monster, which I remember having My Pet Monster stuffed animal with those orange handcuffs. Those things are awesome. If you guys had one of those when you were a kid, hit me up in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I would love to have the opportunity to buy one of those again for my son, and let him enjoy it as much as I do, because I know he would. I think I played with the handcuffs more than a stuffed animal, but it was just a very cool, unique design. So I think this has high hopes for something good from Little Subjects in 2025. As most of you probably know, Pulsecon 2024 was just last Friday. And, I must say, I wanted to touch upon it and give you my thoughts on it. So I'm not going to touch on everything because I don't really, maybe I'll touch on the brands. I don't know. But first, we're going to start with G.I. Joe Classified. So they hit us up very, very lightly, I think, in Pulsecon 2025. So let's get started. So with the G.I. Joe Classified, I found it relatively irritating. For one thing, we had no word on what's going to happen with Cobra, Nemesis, Enforcer. I know it says Immortal, but it's a Nemesis Enforcer to me. I don't care about the copyright BS. But it seemed like they spent more time messing around with interactive games than they wanted to showcase their products and get to the digital renders and name reveals, which they didn't even do. We went through, we showed us 4 characters for the new pre-order waves. We got no digital renders. We got no name reveals because they ran out of time playing around. They showed the 4 figures, they played around, and then they showed us the Rafa Cobra game. It looks pretty cool if you're into beat 'em up games. I mean, I'd definitely buy it for the system that I own. I'd play for fun. But they're a toy company and you messed around. And I think the weakest showing for this Pulsecon, unfortunately, was G.I. Joe Classified. So I guess we're going to have to wait to find out what's going to happen with Nemesis Enforcer. So don't get me wrong, the 4 figures I think are absolutely amazing, and I've been waiting for Dreadnought Xandar. This is the one I'm looking for the most. I think it looks fantastic. It gave a nice update. He has some skulls throughout, and we can thank Lenny for that at least. But I think it looks super cool. He definitely looks like he can hold that weapon that he has. I was really hoping for like a crossbow like the Night Creepers came with, but they gave him this new style weapon. But, I think it looks pretty cool. Kind of a throwback to the vintage accessory. And the artwork in this photo is absolutely beautiful. Like that, it's like they have like grainy rain appearance. It looks pretty cool. And this product image is pretty awesome. You can see the amazing articulation that Xandar is going to come with. He can sit and look down the scope. And this is this trick for photography. We're going to find out when we get him and do a review for him. But if this is actually true, he looks absolutely amazing. Next up, we have our next army builder. We have the Soul Viper. I always, the colors for this character is always in question from, its inception. But, the purple and the pinkish, I think they darkened it up very well to get away from that, girly feel, if you will, lack of a better term. But the new weapon he has, that heavy weapon he has with that removable chainsaw, is absolutely sick. There's kind of a side look to it. It looks pretty amazing. You can see here that the machine gun is bell fed, so it may attach to the back of that backpack that he's carrying. And I do like that they added a removable helmet with that burglar mask. He looks pretty sick at that mouth open. He looks pretty menacing holding that chainsaw. And they're just killing it with these product images. I think they look fantastic. And here's him fighting Leatherneck, which will be our next pre-order that we have. Okay, next up we have our Joe side. We have Leatherneck. I'm not sure why he has glasses, because he's never ever had glasses in any of the renditions that I've ever had in my collection, especially the vintage. But overall, I'm glad they have his upscaled M16, the M203 grenade launcher. He looks fantastic. And it looks like he also can shoulder that weapon. Let's hope these figures are as articulated as they are being shown in these product images. Here's the kind of look at him without his hat and those goofy goggles, which I won't be using. But you see he has a sidearm there, and he looks pretty spot on with his, classic stash. Now here's an example. Those glasses are just, they're not Leatherneck. I don't know why. They're just not for this figure, in my opinion at least. And here he is. Now he looks fantastic. Minus the glasses. I think it's going to be an amazing offering in addition to our collection. You also might notice a figure in the back there that leads us into our last pre-order, which is Dial Tone. And here's Dial Tone. He is loaded with accessories. Very cool. I like that submachine gun that he's using. He has some kind of, bullhorn or some kind of radar dish in his hand. But really blew my mind was the overall sculpt. This looks amazing. But that backpack, oh my god, that backpack. And you can see here that that's how you're supposed to do a backpack. We have a backpack that functions and you can play with. It has a drop down digital panel that you can use like a keyboard, some kind of interface. They have a camera on the side there. On the left side there, you can spin that little camera around. And he has his boom, the mic that comes down from his face, which I'll show you a better look at that. But then that's how you do backpacks. That's how you enhance playability, and I think they nailed it on Dial Tone. And here's a better look at that backpack. That looks fantastic. He also comes with a cell phone. Pretty decent, guys. Check out these product images of Dial Tone. You're going to really appreciate all the effort that went into producing Dial Tone and his equipment, at least. Here's kind of a front image of that backpack. It has what gets over his eye. I don't know if they have changed it from some kind of visual aid versus a more communication part from the vintage. But they have it kind of over his eyes instead of his mouth. If that's maybe just an error, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what they've done with the overall presentation for that optic / microphone. Alright, so the only other thing they really showed was, the Hasbro Pulsecon 2024 exclusive, the G.I. Joe Classified Edward Stardust Skylar. Now, as soon as it hit 4 o'clock was a pre-order window, my first thing was to get the exclusive. So I went on there, I was ready to go, signed in, ready to rock and roll, and I got this without a problem. It went straight through. It took me about a minute, and I got my Stardust, which was fantastic. So I went back later for a second run from the pre-order the 4 G.I. Joes we just showed you. But then I kept getting an error telling me that, you cannot order. I was able to order the exclusive, but I couldn't pre-order the mainline figures. It was a very weird experience. And usually I can't have a hard time getting an exclusive like the Once a Man Cobra Commander. But I had no problem getting this exclusive for Pulsecon 2024, but not the mainline figures. It took me like 45 minutes for my order to go through. So here's a look at that error. I did a screenshot to show you what happened to me. This took like 45 minutes. If you guys want to pause and read this, this is what I kept getting when I put place order for 45 minutes. But eventually it went through. I got my pre-orders. You can still pre-order them as of here on Saturday, the day after Pulsecon. But no issues. But Hasbro really needs to get this website fixed. Alright, so moving over to Marvel Legends, we actually had the Secret Wars wave released. It has a Captain America with an amazing broken shield. That is fantastic. We have the black suit Spider-Man. We have the Beyonder. We have Wolverine in his brown outfit. We have Iron Man. That's pretty cool. It comes with roller skates, which is kind of weird, but I get it. It was in a comic. But then they had that really cool Titania, which is about big as the She-Hulk. She looks fantastic. And she seems to be the popular one because she's pre-order sold out on Hasbro Pulse. But, overall, nice offering for Hasbro Pulse for the overall Marvel Legends section. I move over to the Star Wars section. For the vintage collection, we have, from the Acolyte and Dara, we have Anakin, we have the Lieutenant Clone, Blue Clone Trooper, we have Deidre, we have a Luke Skywalker, and a Princess Leia, of course. And then they hit us with this Streets of Mos Eisley playset. Looks like a pretty cool playset. It looks kind of light for $59.99, but that Jawa figure looks fantastic. And here's a look at him. He has a bunch of guns. He has a soft goods cloak. That looks absolutely amazing. So he's definitely going to be the selling point for this set. And for the Black Series, we have a couple cool droppings. The very first Commander Barkera, a Commander Battle Droid. And from Shadows of Empire is Prince Zazor, I believe it's pronounced. And one other figure that I thought was worth mentioning. And one really cool figure they offered with a gaming grade Dagon Jarrah. Looks amazing. I'm not sure why this hasn't been up for pre-order yet, but it looks pretty cool. So the overall exclusive for Pulsecon 2024 was for Star Wars The Black Series. It was the Staff and a Battle Droid. For Marvel Legends, it was Kang the Conqueror. And of course, we just look at Stardust because I wanted to share my experience with that for G.I. Joe Classified. And then you can see that they had the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man and Vulture 2-pack. It looks amazing. I don't really collect anything with Dungeons and Dragons, except for a couple of figures I picked up from Ollie's. And Magic the Gathering I just don't deal with. Transformers, I love Transformers, but I think the Transformers now, compared to the past, are dog shit. So I don't collect them, and I don't support them, because Hasbro is definitely giving us garbage in the Transformer line, in my opinion. So, with that being said,